Good afternoon, Stitchers. This is Teresa from Not a Sampler Stitcher, and this video is mostly about cross stitching. A little tiny bit of crochet today. You can find my project bags at facebook.com Totes by Teresa. You can also find them at Instagram, and if you would like, you can go to my Pinterest page, which is Teresa Hetland, and you can see most of my projects since 2015, along with my ridiculous amounts of stash, which you see behind me. That's all craft books, and a good chunk of them's cross stitch, a really good chunk, and other things that I enjoy in my life. Yes, I have notes because it's just a note kind of day. I want to thank everybody for coming back. Thank you for those of you who have subscribed. I can edit some stuff. I'm not editing that kind of stuff. I would really love to get this to the point of being well known. But if not, oh well, I'm going to have fun. I don't care. Couple of new to me Flosstube ladies. I have kind of been watching. I've been off work. I don't go back work till Monday, so I've been doing a lot of Flosstube watching and mostly catching up with the gals that I watch a lot anyway. Connie G stitches Off the Grid Needle Arts. Jan Hicks, Stitch All the Things, of course. I'm not real big on multiple people videos, so I don't watch those for the most part. But anyway, a couple of new ones. I watched Be Stitch Me. She's fun. Kind of reminds me of me in a way. You know, here I am. If you don't like it, deal with it. Love some of her fabric. The vintage cross stitch niche, that was enjoyable, and so was Spunky Girl Stitchery. And all three of these are fairly new, so they're kind of like me. We're stumbling and, you know, not looking super professional. I have a webcam coming. This is actually the second time I've tried to video this today. Earlier I tried doing it with I'm doing it on my phone, so I tried flipping the phone so I could do it with a good camera. So I set up a mirror so I could see, so I didn't, you know, end up showing you my ear or something, and then puppies and dogs, and I forgot stuff out in the other room, and it was like, okay, so I stopped it, and I got all my crap together and got the puppies out of the way, hopefully. Keep our fingers crossed. And went to start it again and forgot, got a couple more minutes in and forgot something else. And yeah, no kidding, it takes like an hour and a half just to get 10 minutes worth of stuff in here. And then realized that I hadn't done my, you know, push to sell my bags, or where you can find me. So I went to do that little clip, and I thought I could edit it in, and then my phone says, oh, your memory's full, and it was like, okay, I'm just gonna start over. Forget it. It's much better. Anyway, I don't do the primitive or the samplers, and I thought there may be other stitchers out there that wanted to see something besides that. I love watching Jan or Caroline or any of them, all of you ladies and guys. I haven't watched Ginger Gerald much, but he's on my list to watch. So, but I enjoy more, I won't say complicated. They're not complicated. Lifelike. Animals, sunflowers. I don't Samplers just don't do it for me. Lizzie and Kate doesn't do it for me. Cutesy is not in my vocabulary for the most part. I tend to be very down to earth. I tend to be very... My kids call me a fun Nazi. I don't know. The cute stuff isn't my thing. So anyway, onto my WIPS. Instead of attempting to hold something up so you can see it, I took a bunch of pictures this morning, and that's how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to insert pictures. I'm looking to see. Yeah, I have no idea. But I do have another list. Yes, I like my lists. The one thing I finished and was actually able to give to its recipient yesterday was an ornament that I had nothing but I had problems with it. I picked a count of fabric that was too small. I picked a color that was probably not a good color for my eyes. It had a ton of quarter stitches. I did it 2/1 on 22 count. I'm sure you're all gasping because it made it thick. It does things to me to see the fabric behind the stitches. This was going to be a Christmas ornament, so it is going to be something people are going to be up close and personal with. It's not going to be a photo, yeah. It's not going to be a stitched piece that's up on the wall that you're going to look at but not investigate, per se. Anyway, it came out of, I believe it's a Better Homes and Gardens book called Best Love Stitches. And I think it was a print of 1996. And my other WIPs are, it's called Butterfly and Flower. It's out of Nature's Kingdom, which was by Graphworks International Inc. It's on some 14 count Aida. I don't know where I got it. And I dyed it. Don't remember how. I'm sure I've got the color down in the basement. I have an old Army ammo box full of mason jars and all the rest of my dyeing stuff. I haven't dyed in a couple of years. It just hasn't worked where I've had time. And when I do have time, I have a list of, 5,000 other things to do. My second one, and pictures will be inserted throughout all this, is a Riolis kit, number 1488. When you look up the translation, it's called Hot Summer, and it's sunflowers. Like I said, I don't do much in the flowers, but I do love my sunflowers. It was a kit, so everything's called for. My only worry, I wash everything when I'm done stitching. I try very hard to keep my hands clean. You saw the pictures of the dogs after, I think they were on the first video. I also have several cats. I live out in the country. Clean is not necessarily a thing around here. I mean, I'm not, wallowing around in filth, but the dust and the dirt is insane. It's January, it's Iowa, and we still don't have frozen ground. It rained last weekend. My kitchen floor is a mess. I'll mop it. It'll be a mess in 10 minutes. So it's just the way my life is. So everything needs to be washed. The Riolis kit is wool fibers. I'm a little scared. I'm hoping, because I'm doing it on a Q-snap, and the edges of the Q-snap, because I don't have grime guards, is mostly where it's dirty. So I'm kind of hoping maybe I can get away with just hand washing the edges or framing it in a way that you're not going to see the dirt. Because I'm really worried about washing those wool threads. I frame 95% of my own. I have never paid to have anything framed. Hi, Mama. I paid once for a mat for one that I did that I framed myself, and I think it ended up a double mat. I'll insert a picture of it. That mat was 33 bucks. It was like, yeah, I can't do this. So I have a mat cutter. I frame my own, and that's why some of those that I showed that weren't framed haven't been framed yet. If I'm going to frame, it's got to be like a long holiday, because when I take, if we've got a 3-day weekend from work, I take the day before and the day after as vacation, almost always. That gives me 5 days, and it's those chunks is when I have to frame, because by the time I get home from work, I'm done. Weekends, I want to stitch. I want to sit and stitch on the weekends. I try and stitch in the evenings. Doesn't always happen. Okay, enough. My only Hade. It's called Lunch with a Toothpick. The artwork was by Ed Beard Jr. and the designer was Michelle Sierra. What I have done is the top row, some into the second row, but basically solid is top row, first page. Hoping to work on it. Hoping to work on it tonight and the rest of this week. Then there's 9 Lives, which is the kitten one. I told you about some of that disaster. Don't have a cover picture because it came with nothing. I had emailed Dimensions. I got the information, you know, the chart, all that. This chart was I said it was a Dimensions kit. The chart simply had color names for the floss. So I had to go through all my DMC. I will finish it. It's just not high on my priority list right this minute. It's frustrating for me. I don't do real well about fudging things. I will change fabric all day, not so much on color conversions and all that, because, yeah, me, colors, yeah, no. My wardrobe, jeans and a t-shirt. I don't care whether they match or not. Jeans and a t-shirt, it all goes together. Okay. Gettysburg, which was the sunset kit. So I'm using all the called for. And then the last one was Emperor, which was not a stitch I started either. It is a color chart. It's a Bing Chen design. I believe it's a 28 count linen that she's got it on, that she's doing 2/2. Not 100% sure when I'll work on it. It's not my thing, but I hate to see it just sit there too. So, and then my last thing will be the temperature scarf that my daughter-in-law asked me to start last January 1st. And I should actually, I got it sort of up to date because I was like really bad. I was like 4 months behind. So I'd gotten it almost up to date, and then I ran out of a yarn. Couldn't find it local. So I ended up having to order it. By the time it got in, I was doing something else. Hence, I haven't gotten back to it. So maybe I'll do that tonight. And then I can give it to her. Because I know she's got the next couple of weeks off, so I could give it to her at any point in time. Not that she can only get it when I'm off, she's off, but I could actually possibly find her at home when I get off work. That's the better way to do that. Anyway, I think that's about it. I feel like there was something else, but I wrote all my notes in pencil, and I'm not putting my glasses on. Ain't happening. So, like I said, I will insert all the pictures, and if you have any comments or questions, if you want to critique this, please do. I kind of need all the help I can get. I'm not real good at it. I do have a webcam coming, and it has a mic, so I'm hoping that that will be enough, because I feel like I don't know, I'm not sure if I'm talking loud enough, and it drives me nuts when I start a video and I have to crank the TV up because I can't hardly hear them. I tend to watch YouTube through my laptop, and I connect it to the TV. I don't do that much on my phone. I really, it's there to do necessities. It does work really well for reminding me I have vet appointments or something. Right now, the vet appointments have been a lot. The Mama Harper and Snoopy and Chief all have skin infections right now. We don't know where it came from. Got a funny feeling a couple of my cats do too. Part of the reasoning behind trying to sell the project bags. I've got a astronomical vet bill right now. Excuse me. Anyway, I think that's everything. If it isn't, there'll be more added to the end of this because I'll remember, and I'll make another video and squish it all together, and hopefully it'll look good. Thank you, everybody, again. I hope you enjoyed. Have a fabulous new year. I wish nothing but good things for everyone. And I will see you in probably a couple of weeks.